Hi, welcome to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Anastasiya. I'm a nurse practitioner and a Vanderbilt trained health and wellness coach. And today's topic is going to be on discouragement in wellness process. We all start our wellness goals and wellness journey so excited, and then somewhere along the road we hit the blocks. And so you will get the information on ways to overcome that disappointment, and you will have the resource to continue journey forward. For transparency, however, I want to have this understanding that this information is not a magic solution to the problem. It assumes, and as long as you understand that it is a valuable resource, but at the same time requires you putting effort into applying it in your life. And as long as you're okay with this, let's dive into the topic. So what is it that you understand discouragement in wellness process as? What feelings come up for you? If you can let me know in the comments below, how soon do you experience discouragement in your wellness process? How do you know you're experiencing it? What feelings coming up? And how do you overcome it? For me, for example, discouragement means lack of enthusiasm, and that's when my inner critic a lot of times will kick in. And so as a wellness coach, what I noticed from my own experience and from the experience of my clients, that there are typically two types of discouragement and wellness process, and let's just briefly talk about it. So we have the goal, and of course we want to achieve it at a straight line, but that movement forward happens rarely. Most of the time it's not that straight line, and we are taking some steps. So step, and then a lot of times we would plateau, and that's the point where the discouragement happens. For example, so that it's easier to understand, my goal with the YouTube channel, I want to get 750 subscribers in 1 year of starting the channel. I had my channel for 6 months and I have 59 subscribers, and there's no subscribers right now. And my expectation, so in this type of discouragement in the process, is when my expectation is not met. Now, another example, for example, is when you want to lose 10 pounds in, let's say, 6 months, and it's been 6 months, and you lost 4 pounds versus 10. And anything you're doing, your diet, you're exercising, and it's still plateauing at 4 pounds. Another part of discouragement in wellness process is when you are regressing. So you lost a pound, you lost another pound, you lost those 4 pounds, and then all of a sudden something happens and you gained 2 pounds back. So it's several steps forward and step back. With my example, for example, with YouTube, I gained so many subscribers and then somebody unsubscribed. And so that is not something that is in my control. The same with the 2 pounds that the person gained, but that regress happened. And then we're so disappointed. Now, is it more typical for you to experience the first type of discouragement when your expectations are not met at the speed that you are anticipating, or when you're regressing? So you will ask me, Anastasia, that's great, but what are the ways to overcome that discouragement? Name those feelings. I will put a little table below in the description and maybe in the video that you can check in with yourself and be more aware of the feelings that are arising. Because when you're naming those feelings, it releases the pressure and it allows your brain to acknowledge and live through that versus bottling it up, bottling the feelings up. after you acknowledge those feelings, next step is revisiting your goal. Just checking in with yourself. Why is it important? Why? Why do I want to achieve this goal? What would be possible for you when you get this, when you have this in your life? What would change in your life? How would you feel? And once you reignite that motivation, next step is to check in. How does that goal feel? Does it feel overwhelming? Is it too big of a goal? So yes, you have this big picture, but maybe achieving that particular goal is too big right now, and perhaps breaking it down into smaller, more manageable tasks might not feel that overwhelming. It might feel more manageable and less stressful. And the last step is celebrating your wins, no matter how small they are. What do you do? How do you celebrate your little movement forward? I know I a lot of times do some victory poses or dancing. A lot of times I even talk to myself. I'll say, hey, can I give myself an A+? Even saying something silly, I know it sounds crazy and silly, but saying something like this allows my brain to feel that reward. Do you share it with your family members, your friends, your colleagues? And how do you reward yourself? Maybe it's a bath or flowers, or what is it that you do as a reward for every little small step. For instance, in my journey in creating YouTube channel, I learned so many things along the way. I learned how to make reels, I learned how to edit, I learned how to add music, I learned how to create thumbnail and cheering for myself. Do you have this practice? Or are you diminishing it? Just a reminder that discouragement is a natural part of the moving forward process. And as long as it's not derailing you and not blocking you, and this is why my understanding, this is why you're here today, because you keep showing up, you're looking for ways to overcome those blocks, and I thank you for choosing me as your resource for inspiration. So give this video a thumbs up and let's keep moving forward together, and I'll see you guys next week.